How following the habits that shared among the rich can change your life. There's a great appeal to stories of individuals that built their empires from nothing to live the life that benefits them. However, what should be paid attention to is the specific habits that these figures have relied on to move up in the world. Even if you just try to adopt these habits for some months, you'll be pleasantly surprised at how different your life can be. Without further ado, here are a number of habits that you should consider bringing into your life. Number 1, stay healthy through exercise. Exercise is way underestimated for improving our well-being and the productivity that we can achieve. An important thing to remember is that you should exercise every other day, or every day if you can manage it. Put your calendar to work by marking on it the type of exercise that you plan to do, so that you may have an effective reminder of its importance. This doesn't mean that you need to hike up a mountain. It can be as simple as going for a 30-minute jog or pumping some iron in your garage. Successful people rely on exercise to make them stronger and provide them with the energy that they will use later to make sound business decisions. But these practices are indispensable when you want your mind to be focused and working efficiently. The key is to stick to it and not allow yourself to do half-hearted exercises that don't really push your body. After a long day of working, you may feel very little motivation to do this. But despite being tired, you should give it your best shot, because one very good thing that exercise does is that it takes away a number of the toxins that are in your blood, allowing you to rest and sleep better afterwards. Try to focus as much on cardiovascular exercise, which is to say exercise that gets your heart pumping and that makes you use as many muscles as possible. It won't only clear your body of bad energy, but your mind as well. Number 2, go for early. This means that you should make a habit of waking up early and taking care of your business in a timely fashion. The most successful people in the world are quite rarely people who stay up at all hours of the night or sleep in. Like the old saying goes, time is money. What this says is that opportunity is there for the taking, and if you don't jump at certain opportunities, you could miss them. You may love to stay up late to watch TV and go online, but if you want to achieve success, you do need to make sacrifices. A good way to wake up early is to choose a time and stick to it as much as possible. If you feel that at 7 a.m. you should get up to start your most productive day, do it, and not just a couple days a week, as often as possible, so that it becomes part of who you are. You can measure what works best for you by assessing the number of things that you can get done before noon. Make a list and gauge how efficiently you are working at different times of the day. Then you can make judgments. Number 3, relax, breathe, and meditate. We may like to think of successful people as always being on the move, restless and hungry for the next big score. But a much more realistic habit for them is meditating, which is to say, taking some time to relax and sharpen their mind away from the hustling demands of work. They understand that life works in cycles, and the better you can release tension and stress at certain times of the day, the better you'll be able to deal with these types of demands the next time around. The important thing to keep in mind is that it is something personal that you're doing for your well-being. As such, there are different ways to go about it, from riding a bike to listening or playing music to reading a book of poems. If you have a long commute, you can read the newspaper in the meantime or jot down random ideas that come to you. Don't forget that you are doing what you do to make a good life for yourself, first and foremost. Number 4, regularly set up goals. A big part of being successful is simply being aware of what you're after, in concrete terms. This may seem simple, and in many ways it is, but if you don't take the time to actually articulate what you have to do each week, then it becomes that much farther from reach. There are a number of apps that you can turn to in order to help you with this. Just browse through an app store and find note systems that appeal to you. Write down the things that you would like to get done in the coming days and refer back to it accordingly. Once you start checking objectives off one by one, you'll see how manageable everything on that list really is and be able to find the motivation necessary to do what needs to be done. It's also a way of making the most use out of your time. If you manage your objectives in a smarter manner, you'll find yourself with plenty of free time to do more of the things that you enjoy the most. Number 5, value good relationships and cut back on bad ones. You'd be surprised how many good working relationships get made when you make a point of it to spend more time with positive and productive people. There are tons of interesting people out there, and they are also looking to share their lives and knowledge with others who think like them. Finding common ground is much easier than you might think, and oftentimes this is the first step in broadening your horizons and experiencing the fruitful company of extraordinary people. All it takes is a bit of confidence and sincerity, and you can be making some of the best friends of your life. At the same time, you should create space between yourself and those people who don't help you to improve your personal and professional ambitions. Bad relationships don't just allow you to stay the same, meaning to stray away from growth possibilities. But they waste a lot of your time in things that aren't really in your best interest.